You say the Green New Deal really was born out of the standoff at Standing Rock. Explain.
So Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, before she became a congresswoman, she was also a water protector. She was at Standing Rock, and she's even, said this in her interviews where, she began her campaign in the resistance camps and the prayer camps at Standing Rock, and specifically Ocheti Shakonui camp. And so when people are asking, where's the inspiration of the Green New Deal, we can really locate it at Standing Rock. Where you had sort of the transition from one administration, the Obama administration, to the Trump administration. And I believe Ocasio-Cortez was at Standing Rock after November 8th, 2016, when the election of Trump really caught a lot of people by surprise. And the irony of that was, there was a massive resistance movement against the construction and the expansion of carbon infrastructure led by indigenous people at Standing Rock. But in reality, that pipeline was an extension of Obama-era energy policies. And so if we go back to 2007 and 2008 and look at the North American oil boom, that really happened around the time of the Great Recession. And so in many ways, the United States, along with countries like Canada, drilled their way out of the Great Recession, largely at the expense of indigenous lands. And what I mean by that is if we look at the oil sands in Alberta, Canada, and we think about the Dakota Access Pipeline, which indigenous people, my people, the Lakota people, call the Black Snake, the Alberta tar sands is really the snake pit where a lot of these oil pipelines are snaking out across the country, and specifically traversing and trespassing through indigenous communities and putting them at risk. And so when we think about things such as the Green New Deal and their impact on indigenous communities, we have to remember that the inspiration for that, and really the frontline communities that inspired this, were communities like Standing Rock and indigenous communities, not just in the United States, but throughout North America, or what we call Turtle Island. And so when we talk about what's happening, the massive flooding that's happening in places like southeastern Africa, we can connect it to the oil production in the United States and in North America in general, because the United States has now surpassed countries like Russia and Saudi Arabia when it comes to oil production. And we can look at places like the Bakken oil region where the Dakota Access Pipeline was originating from as sort of being ground zero for this this new sort of climate deal that needs to take place because it affects indigenous communities first and foremost.